what happens in the case of a trustee or executor and a daughter is written the will, total control of what gets. Interesting. What did I do before I went in house, and what got me so bogged down by the system that I was like, I am done going to court? Undue influence and financial elder abuse. These are huge issues in California, so much so that sometimes, unless it's like super egregious, police can't even get involved anymore because it's just so rampant. For cases where you think there's undue influence or forged will, financial elder abuse, my big ticket that paid the bills for a couple of years was caregiver abuse. They actually changed the law so that caregivers can't marry the person they were giving care to as a means of kind of skirting this. Caregivers can't take all the funds away from people they're caring for. Those are different kinds of cases, and you can file those in the court as you can object to a will. So I did one up in San Francisco in Marin County. I did a case where there was a will that we thought was not the true terms of the will, and actually got that thrown out. So even if somebody puts forth a will, but you think, or a trust for that matter, and you think that it was done by somebody who had done some financial abuse or caregiver abuse, or just had some undue influence, you can bring that to the court. You can file an objection. Kind of the good and bad news about probate also is there's a lot of forms, so they can look a little scary. Every court has people that can help you fill them out, and most of them have checked the box, so you could check as many boxes as you think apply, and you could say there was undue influence. And many people think undue influence being like something scary, right? You would think of like the scary movies where there's guns or knives involved and duress and making them sign. But the actual truth is most undue influence and caregiver abuse is from a sweet talker. They have a great charismatic story. You know, I had one with a caregiver in North County, San Diego, where it was just a sweet woman, a single mom. She just, needed clothes from Nordstrom and trips and all kinds of stuff. And the person she was caring for paid for it all because she was just such a sweet caregiver. And yes, caregiving is a very hard job, but it's a job and they should not be, taking funds from the person they're caring for. So that's what happens if there is something where you think there's a document drafted by somebody who had undue influence.
And this area is exploding in crime, and as our population gets older, I've noticed now more caregivers are getting trusts on, like the fraudulent caregiver industry is learning about trust versus probate court. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just noticed more and more they come to me, they sign a trust because it's probably harder to unravel than a probate, I would think.
Yeah, and I think trust is very, instantaneous. For all the people in California that own real estate, you should have a trust, because then real estate and transfers are instantaneous. You're not trapped in court. But all the fraudulent fellows know that too, that trusts are instantaneous. If you come to the bank with a certification of trust, it's sometimes easier than if trying to knock your way through a probate proceeding and getting a court order. Or with a court order in probate, it's called letters. But I will say banks and financial institutions, there is, now I'm sitting inside of, investment or financial world, a lot of training on abuse and financial and elder abuse, because it is so rampant, and it's just unfortunate, but that's where we're at.